All right. What's up, everybody? So, I'm going to go ahead and record this video. I'm reading my book. I just got done reading it. And first off, how's everybody doing? I do appreciate you guys for tuning in on your day. You made time to, join me. So I appreciate that. So I'm reading my book, right? And I've realized something with reading my book. The author is he's a decent writer. You can tell that he's very knowledgeable about when it comes to language, and he's been like giving me a fruit for thought, right? When it comes to the foundational words that we've learned, the initial words have lost, and I'm not talking about like core, but the initial words that had some form of like power behind them as far as authority. Like, you knew there was a time where one generation knew if a parent or if like a leader or if somebody spoke a certain word, like, "Ooh, you're not supposed to say that. Ooh, you're not supposed to do that." It's kind of like when I was growing up, I remember that there was something. The name started with the M, and it ends with, it starts with the M, and then we weren't supposed to say that word, and it had some form of like a fear behind it, a reverence of a fear behind it. And so what the author is writing in this book is he's saying that, now most of these words that we're using today, they are centered around other words because now they become, adverbs, objectives. And when you're using those words in a certain context, you have to put them around other words to give those words the meaning again. And so we have to remember that our language is changing on a consistent base. So for those who are not aware, if you are aware about our language, that it's constantly changing. And so don't allow yourself to just think like, oh, this only has, this particular meaning, and it has like a little olive branch, where it's like, oh, it could mean multiple things. But when it comes to, do you remember the word, the statement like to bring forth, right? Or forthcoming, right? We don't use those words in today to where you can make just one statement and it's like P-E-R-O or P-E-R-I-O or P-E-R-T-I-O. Anyways, these and it's whether or not if you're using it Greek or Latin, because we know that the Indo-European language that we're using today in the Western culture, that our language is not the only language that is being implemented in our everyday speech. Like, we are taking from previous generation language and we're bringing it in today. So while I was reading my book, I realized that, wow, now I'm becoming more aware of the original meaning of certain words. So now it's like, I have to retract on certain things I say because now I have more of an understanding from the initial point of where I was at in my learning. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope that I was able to give you context with detail regarding just this subject matter when it comes to, is the old no longer the foundational, is the old language no longer the foundational focal point to where we start to build our building blocks, or are we starting in the new day and age focal point in building our building blocks with our language? I know. Bye, bye, bye. Okay, so, all right, I'm done. Thank you for tuning in. You know, if you have any remarks, comments, whatever, drop them below. I'm just sharing what I've learned, and I'm still learning. I don't have all the answers. That's it. Peace. I am out.